I want to make sure we get settled. If everybody could take their seats. Where Coach T go? Oh, there she go. There she go. Can you grab people maybe in the green room and anybody outside so we can make sure that everybody's ready for this next session, the third, fourth quarter. We doing the panel first, right, Coach T? Okay, so I introduce. Gotcha. Okay. Gotcha. So, yeah, you want the lights? Gotcha. Perfect. All right, guys, listen. So, like I said, the reason for this workshop is that we give our community opportunity to bless the stage, share their story, and also to be able to get developed to be the best version of themselves as a communicator and as a speaker and as a coach, entrepreneur, podcaster, what have you, right? So this next young lady that's coming up right here, powerful. She actually joined my program back in, 2022? 22 of June, right? So we're going on almost 3 years together, right? Which God is great. That's amazing. So, Cammie, are you almost ready? Okay, she's almost ready. Good. You're here. Rocky, right? Good, Rocky. Right. That's good. But don't let the food get you too heavy. Because they say the best time to take out a lion is after he eat. Because he get lazy. He lay down. Right? So that's why it's so funny. My brother is coming here later on. I was talking to him. I was like, do you fast before you speak? He said, no, I'm not doing that. But I do fast before I speak because I just want mental clarity. I just don't want anything weighing me down. I want to be fully focused as I'm speaking to you guys, right? So, Cammie, you good? Good. So I'm about to bring you up. You go in the back. We're going to do this the right way. And I want you guys to notice this key element is that as a host, when you're bringing somebody up, passing on the power is very important. You'll get some hosts, coming to the stage, somebody from Detroit, I want you guys to clap up for such and such, and they just walk off the stage. No, you don't do that. Because what happens is that now I need to put the energy into Cammie and you guys so she can receive that, and she already starts out in a great first step. Everybody say first step. First step. Ah, there we go. Now, talking about first step, right? This young lady took a first step almost 2.5 years ago, joined my program, and now she's about to come onto the stage. So I need you guys, come on, clap it up. I know you've been eating. I know your tummy is heavy. Clap it up. And I need you to give it up. I need you to give it up for Cammie. Come on. Me, Cammie. Yes.
I don't know about y'all, but I'm full. I'm full. Hey, I have a real quick. Y'all can hear me? Turn me up. Normally I don't do this, but I'm going to do this because I'm going against my grain today. And I'm going to ask y'all, how many of y'all lost somebody recently? How many of you have lost somebody in the last 2 years? Go ahead, raise your hand. Okay. How many of you guys have lost maybe a house, maybe a car? Maybe you lost something called your mind. Okay. I am very blessed because I get to have 3 speakers get on stage with me today. So I'm going to ask James, Donovan, and Shannon to join me. And we should have one more mic somewhere. And what I'm going to do is we're actually going to do a conversation with the 3 of us, and we're going to talk about this thing some people may or may not know about. It's called ambiguous grief. If you don't know what ambiguous grief is, it's the grief when you feel when you've lost a loved one. Maybe it's a relationship, maybe it's material things, but the thing is that they're still living, and they're still living their best life. But you're stuck in your mind, and you're still living in those moments. So I get to be blessed with the 3 of them, and we're going to talk just have a small conversation real quick about these things. And so I'm going to talk to you, Donovan, first. Donovan, you went through a divorce. You found the love of your life. And then you lost the love of your life. How did that affect you and your children's relationship, the father that you are?
Well, for one, I lost somebody that I remember when I went through counseling. One of the things they talked about was it's harder to grieve for someone who's still alive, right, than it is for someone who has passed on.
Correct.
Because you can kind of let that go. But like you said, it's like they're still walking around. They're not there. They're not there physically or emotionally, right? Or because it's not even the spiritual aspect of it. So, but for me, it allowed me to I always look at things from a standpoint of I take responsibility, right? For me, because I feel like I'm not giving anybody my power, right? I'm not going to take that and say the blame is on somebody else. So the best thing I can do is to change the situation for me is to allow myself to take on the responsibility. And the only thing I can do is fix me, right? So I went to work. I went to work on me. One of the things that I did is I tried to look at the first relationship that I had, and that was with my mother. And I had a conversation with her and talked about some of the things that, that impacted me when I grew up. And it really opened up my eyes to how her relationship was, right? And the impacts that she's had on her relationships and how she projected a lot of the things that we had. Because the first thing I talked about was that my family came from dysfunction. And when I asked her that, she said, well, what does that mean? I said, well, I didn't have a father around. I'd have a man around. And she's like, well, I don't need a man. I don't need a man for this. I'm like, well, that's the problem is you made it where it was about you. I said, but the irony is you had two boys. Right, and you didn't give them that opportunity to say, to have that type of relationship with another man. And me and my brother are 8 years apart, and I remember my mother telling me that she never felt as though I was her child because I was raised primarily by my grandmother. My mom had me at 17, right? So I was raised with my grandmother. She was in the house, but she was more like my sister as opposed to my mom. And the opportunity that she had to actually raise her child was my brother, who was now incarcerated. So she tells me how to raise my children, and I look at her, I'm like, you really can't tell me how to do that because, you don't have that type of thing. So it's just one of those things where it's allowed me to gain perspective, right, and understand that children are going to have their story no matter what you do, no matter how much of a great parent you think you are. If you don't do an emotional check-in with your children, and also we all have had jobs before, right? And we get a yearly assessment. We get a 6-month assessment. Check in with your children. Ask your children how you're doing as a parent.
Exactly.
And I've done that. I've asked my kids how am I doing as their parent, as their father.
That's important. I think that's huge. Shannon, on the other hand, can I just steal this from you? Shannon, on the other hand, hello. Shannon, on the other hand, lost her mom. So now Shannon has to live with the memories. And Shannon, so my question to you is, how do you wake up every single day and live your best life?
So for me, I wake up with an attitude of gratitude. I wake up, yes, I lost my mom. It's very hard. Sometimes I can't even sleep at night. But I also know that I had the time with her. I have the memories that she left. I have all the values, the morals, and everything that she left me. So I'm thankful for the opportunity to even be in her presence, even though she's not here anymore. Mm-hmm. So I really hone in on being thankful for what I had and not about grieving what I lost.
So then with you're not married. You've never been married, and you have no children. So
yes.
Go ahead. Yes. Yet. We're if anybody's single, Shannon's looking for a husband. Hey. But really, I mean, honestly, I would think that yours is really hard because do you have family in Atlanta?
I don't. No family in Atlanta. All my family's back in Indiana and Kentucky. So I am truly by myself in Atlanta. And can be hard without support, the comfort of being able to cry on someone's shoulder at night and things like that. So it can be difficult, but I always turn my eyes, like they say, to the hills. So God really does comfort and keep me.
Exactly. Wow. James, y'all are in for a story here. So James, you, homeless, found the love of your life, or we'll call her the love of your life at one point. lost the love of your life due to ending a relationship, right? Moving to Atlanta and finding yourself homeless again. My question to you is like, how do you grieve over the loss of all of that? Because that's a lot. And that's only a snippet of his story, which you guys will get to hear shortly.
So I think that this thing on? Yeah. All right. So for me, I think one of the biggest things is that when you go through stuff so many times, one, you kind of become numb to it. But it's an old Japanese proverb that I love to like think of. It said, fall 7, rise 8. So no matter how many times things will happen to you, no matter how many times you fall, you still have to get back up. You have to get back up and keep fighting no matter what happens. Because every single last one of us is writing a story, right? I heard a long time ago that your life, on your gravestone, you're going to have 2 dates. The day you was born and the day they put you in the grave, and in the middle there's a dash. And as long as they ain't put that end date on there, you still got more time left. You are writing your story right now. And I remember it was one time, y'all gonna learn a little bit more about this, but I became homeless in college after I was on my RA and I got fired from being an RA. So I was sleeping inside of my car. And I was walking off campus with a big bag, like a trash bag of all my clothes and stuff, because I ain't had nowhere to put it. And I was sitting there thinking, I didn't think, oh man, this is messed up. I said, man, this is gonna make a good book someday. That was it. And it's like, you have to, I think whenever you're going through stuff, especially if you're planning to be an entrepreneur, speaker, coach, anything like that, you have to be so optimistic you seem delusional. You have to be so optimistic you seem delusional. Like, because me going to Atlanta, I had just got back to the point where I was comfortable. I was back at the crib.
Oh, you were delusional. Yeah, you were delusional. Let me tell you, Coach told me to move to Atlanta and being homeless, I'd be like, you done lost your mind.
Oh, yes. But this is another, I actually heard this from E.T. He said you got to be willing at any moment to give up everything that you are for everything you could be.
Ooh. Yes. Wow.
So I left everything, and I finally got back to a point where I was stable. After being homeless, I had money coming in. I'm like, it's cool. I'm probably making maybe $8,000 a month, and that's just driving Uber. That's not including the credit repair business that I had. I'm like, things are going pretty decent. It just got solid, and it came to the point where it's either renew my lease or go to Atlanta and go be homeless. And I was like, I actually talked to Coach, and I was like, hey, man, so we got 2 options here. Like, the rent only going up $25. $25 or go be in a storage unit. Mm-hmm. And he said, it's going to be more opportunities to go be in a storage unit. And the thing for me is like, if someone who's making millions of dollars tell you to do something, you do it. You don't think, I think a lot of people lack this one area, and that's coachability. If somebody tells me to do something and they have something inside of their life that I want, I'm going to listen. Take my brain, you control the body. Because I want what you have. Mm-hmm. And a lot of just getting through everything, like I said, is that optimism. But also, I read every single day. And a lot of times I'm reading about personal development. I'm listening to motivation every single day. I'm also going to talk about this inside of my base to give y'all the whole talk almost. But you have to make positive mental deposits into your brain every single day before you let anybody come take a withdrawal from you.
Yep.
The moment you go on social media, you hear something bad. You watch the news, something bad. You go outside, somebody asks you for something. Your phone starts to ring, emails. Everybody's trying to pull from you. Everybody's taking withdrawals, and you didn't deposit anything into yourself. But I keep my phone on Do Not Disturb until I'm ready to receive what everybody's trying to give to me. I got to give to myself first every single morning before I let anybody pull anything from me.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Wow. Well, real quick, I just want to tell you guys something, is that my story resonates with all of them. My story goes back to when I was a little girl. I was 5 years old, and I was being molested in the kitchen by a family friend. Fast forward 50 years, and I met this guy on TikTok, and some of you may know him. He's a little influencer. But he invited me to Atlanta to go to this mastermind, and that was when my life changed. I had just finalized my divorce and never put together my divorce with my childhood trauma. And my childhood trauma had taken over my life for 50 years, and what I had done was compressed it all. I had learned that my innocence and trust was taken when I was a little girl. But the thing about it was when I was going through the coaching program, I learned all of this, and when I released it, I released it. I was done. And some of you guys may be sitting in this room today with these same issues. I don't know, you may be going through a financial situation. You may be addicted to something. You may be going through a divorce. But I'm telling you, get in a community, because I'm thankful every single day. I am in round 2, and I just joked with David this morning and said, when's the 3rd round coming? And so I have to say that. But I want to ask you each, real quick, because we're short on time, sorry, is give somebody advice or give them 2 words of wisdom to help them when they walk out the door today.
Am I on? Okay. I would say, as far as walking out this door today, to know everything that you're going through right now is only temporary. Like, truly. Like, the loss is temporary. The setback is temporary. The mindset adjustment or you're battling with, that's temporary. The addiction may be temporary. But your eternal peace is more important. Your peace is going to get you to that next level. So once you let go of the temporary things, you'll be able to have everything else eternally.
Okay. I'm going to give y'all 2 quick things. The first thing, because I like to live my life in a lot of quotes and frameworks. That's kind of how my brain works. Oh, I like that. Okay.
He just dropped the bar. He just dropped the bar.
But the first thing is your life is composed of 100%. 10% is what happened to you. The other 90% is how you react to it. So no matter what it is that you're going through, it's all going to depend on your reaction to the situation. You just have to always keep a positive mindset and just keep rolling no matter what happens. Because like I said earlier, you got the pen in your life. Everything you're doing is scripted out. Now sometimes we let other people take the pen. We let our job take the pen. We let our mom and dad take the pen. We give the pen away. But when you walk out of here, you can take the pen back and start writing your own story.
For me, it's responsibility, right? And I really talk about being a victim. I feel like a lot of people, when you pass blame on other people, other things, or situations, or circumstances, you are giving away your power. You are giving away your power, and I don't give away my power. I take ownership and responsibility for everything that happens, good or bad, in my life, and I just got to figure it out, right? Because we talk about God doesn't make mistakes; these things happen for a reason,
Right.
And it's only helping you sharpen your tools for a bigger battle.
Exactly.
Right. Mm-hmm. So no matter what I've went through today, it's only sharpening my tools for my battle that I'm gonna face later on in life. So.
Yeah. Well, I have to say thank you guys for joining me and allowing me to pick your brains and to get to know you guys a little bit better. I am a firm believer that love is small, but hurt lasts. And so you have to learn how to take it and flip the switch. So make sure you love on everybody every day. Make sure you love on yourself even more so. I appreciate you all. Thank you, David.
Somebody done left their water. That's how thirsty they were. They weren't even thirsty. They just left their water up here. Donovan, this you? God, dog, man, that's crazy. Come on, man. I'm hurt right now. I'm hurt. Let me go ahead and move these out the way. Y'all think I can do this with one hand? Oh, there we go. When there's a will, there's a way, right? Crazy. How y'all feeling? Y'all like the segment y'all just heard? I like it. I like it. I like it. Look, we got another mentee. Y'all just heard from them. That man was spitting some bars up here. Y'all want to hear more from him? Y'all want to hear more from James? That man was out here. That man was going crazy. Where he at? You ready? You ready to spit, my brother? You ready to wrap up here? You missed something? No. You were trying to hear the bars. I got you. All right. She's trying to get the front row seat. All right, well, let's go ahead and hear another mentee from David Power Talk. One, let's go ahead and give it up for David real quick. Let's give it up for David bringing this event up. We got to get more noise than that. That's my man, David. We wouldn't be here without him. We got to get more energy. Yeah, buddy. But let's go ahead and bring up my mans real quick. This man about to spit some game. All right, let's go ahead and do this.
All right. We go ahead and cut the music. We save it for later. We can save the music for later. Save the music for later. All right. How many of y'all ever heard the saying that God give his toughest battles to his strongest soldiers? How many of y'all feel like God had made y'all infantry on the front row? I feel like God made me infantry on the front row so many times that when I was younger, I took a sawed-off shotgun, put it to my head, cocked it one time, put it directly to my head and said, I'm finna put this bullet through my cranium and turn my dome into a stadium, and I took my last breath. Click, and the gun jammed. Somebody say, keep going. Keep going. At age 15, I became homeless, sleeping on sidewalks and curbs, and I came up with a bright idea. I said, you know what? Maybe I should try this college thing because they got a bed in the shower. So I went on to college, and I became an RA. They paid for my room and board. Now I'm like, oh, we ain't got to pay for that? All right, cool. So I get a refund check. I didn't know that we can get those. First time I seen a check with a comma on it. I'm like, oh, yeah, we finna eat cheddar biscuits. We finna eat some cheddar biscuits. I didn't know that as soon as I ate the cheddar biscuits, I was getting evicted because I got fired from being an RA. Everybody say, keep going. Keep going. I wasn't ready to give up yet, so I kept going, and I get to the point where all right, cool. Everything is set in stage now. I got the car, I got the crib, everything is going well, and that's when I met the love of my life, right? How many of y'all ever been in love? How many of y'all ever been in love? Don't be shy, put your hands up, right? Hey, love will have you doing some things that you do not normally do. I do not like feet, but baby, give me them corns. Give me them corns. Man, I put everything into that woman. I even went into debt, and then she left. Y'all ever get mad at God? I start talking to God like, hey, I know that you said you give your toughest battles to your strongest soldiers, but how strong do you think that I am? I can't take this no more. And then I realized sometimes what happens to us isn't for us. I moved to Atlanta about a week ago. Within that first week, I ran into a guy. He told me, hey, James, I've been watching your story. You've been documenting how you've been homeless out here, bro, and I got to tell you that I'm at the edge. My girl just broke up with me. Sounds familiar. I'm in school. I'm failing all of my classes. I'm in debt right now. I'm living in a storage unit. He said, I got this Glock in my hand in the storage unit right now. I'm going to put this gun to my cranium and turn my dome into a stadium. I said, bro, you called the right person. I don't know what made that. See, look, I was trying to tell y'all, God gonna always find a way. You don't always understand what it is that you're going through right now. But the thing is, you got to make your next move your best move and not a test move. Because too many times, there's people on the other side waiting for us, and we dragging our feet. So that's why you got to make your next move your best move and not a test move. Because every time we taking them little tiptoes when we need to take leaps, and we getting dragged behind because there's people that we trying to take with us. Our family, our friends, our brother, our sister. And y'all got to realize that sometimes it's better to run with one than to drag 100. It's better to run with one than to drag 100. Y'all trying to bring people with y'all, and y'all in the same spot as them. They're like, all right, cool. You said that you're going to lead us to the promised land. We sitting in the same living room. Where we about to go, to corner stove? Y'all got to hear me on this one. So every single day, you got to learn how to lead yourself. I'm going to give y'all a quick framework. Mindset, skill set, work habit, result. Say it with me. Mindset, skill set, work habit, result. You need the skill set because that's going to be the thing that you do. You're going to need the work habit. That's how well you do the thing. It's a matter of time before you start to see the result, but it all starts with the mindset. So every single day you got to put those mental deposits before you let people start taking withdrawals. So everybody do me a favor and stand up. Let's make a deposit real quick. Everybody stand up. Let's make a deposit real quick. I just want everybody to repeat after me, right? I am strong. I am powerful. I am influential. I am intelligent. I am the head and not the tail. I am above and not beneath. I am the master of my own destiny. And I will keep going. And I will keep going. And I will keep going. Because as long as we still got breath in our lungs, we can keep going.
Yes.
Wow. Proud of you, brother. Proud of you. Wow. Now y'all gotta clap that up. Clap that up. Clap that up. That's his first time on stage. Right? First time on stage. He's homeless. I think he drove down here. What's your excuse? You know what I'm saying? What's your excuse? That was amazing, right? Oh my God, man. Listen, if you guys don't step into your purpose after this, I can't help you. Like, I don't know. Like, if you leave out of here, like, I don't know, I might want to be this big. I might want to do this well. I don't know, right? But what I want to say is that, everybody say alignment. When God aligns you with somebody at a point of your life, you have to be obedient to the alignment, right? So this next amazing presenter, man of God, speaker, prophet, when I heard him, I think actually in this same location, right? I just flew down to support another fellow speaker. I'm sitting in the audience just like you. And when he went up, I didn't know anything about him. This is why your words matter. This is why your story matters, but I want to put this, right?